Hey, good morning, squad. Mr. Herr here on this Thursday morning. Hopefully, everybody's doing well on your end. Um, Sorry we couldn't teach today live. I got an email that says I can teach live when I'm totally symptom free. Um, yeah, and I'm just not there yet. I'm trying for what it's worth, guys and gals. And don't worry, grand scheme of things, I've felt way worse, but still not symptom free. What are you going to do? So, today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue with coding. Specifically, we're going to work on the loops section. In some odd way, students tend to find loops easier than functions because we're not necessarily teaching our character new movements as much as we're teaching our character to recognize patterns and to replicate said patterns. So we'll do at least 2 or 3 levels of the loop together. Um, and then I'll cut loose on loops for the rest of the period. Just as a shout out, and I'll probably say this later on in the video as well, please make sure you've uploaded your screenshot. Your screenshot is for a grade. It should show that you completed the commands and the functions levels. It should have a row of green check marks. I'll show that to you here on screen to show you what I'm talking about. A lot of you did upload that. I appreciate it. I graded them already if you did upload it, but I'm still missing a lot as well. Let's do this thing. Heads up to the spring. Sorry again. Okay. Um, yeah. So, using loops. If you're saying, Mr. Herr, where are you at? Side note, since I just mentioned it. If you look how I have my screen set up right there, everything from toggling a switch down to treasure hunt. Notice green check marks all the way. This is the screenshot I need you to upload. A lot of you have already done this. Thumbs up. Oh, my bad. But not everybody has. So if you're not there yet, I'm not mad at you, but get that uploaded maybe before we get working into loops. Okay. Speaking of loops, we'll just run through it very, very quickly. The long and short of it is loops, and they demonstrate it right here, are basically repeated patterns. Okay. It's what are we going to do every time. Okay. For instance, if you wanted to plant a garden, make a hole, place a seed, move 5 inches, and then you're going to make another hole, place another seed, move 5 inches. You get the idea. So it's patterns, patterns, and more patterns. And as soon as this thing lets me go, there we go. Okay. So don't worry, I won't only do the easy one. I used to hate that when teachers would only demonstrate the easy quote unquote ones. But I will do this one together if this thing decides to load. There we go. Took a little bit. So let's look here at our pattern. Okay. Just as a side note, however many things you need to collect, in this case 5 gems, that's how many times we're going to redo our pattern. Well, what's it look like that byte has to do? Move forward, collect, move forward. And he or she has to do that 5 times. So let's do this thing. Okay. What do we have to do? Move forward, collect, and move forward. Okay. Hopefully this compiles quickly, and then we'll be good to go. As long as there's no deviations of the pattern, which it sure looks like we're going to be good to go here. Yep. Okay. Rather than typing that code in all those times, use a for loop and you're good to go. Okay. So once again, for loops are basically pattern recognition. Speaking of for loops, here looping all the sides, you already have code provided. Don't delete that code as soon as this comes up. Ideally here I'll be able to show you a trick. It sure looks like I have to collect 4 gems. And they actually provide all the statements for you. They want you to get used to writing a for loop. Notice I put my cursor above it, and right there is the word for. So I'll throw the word for in there, and that was 4 times. You might say, Mr., how did you know to use it 4 times? Because I'm collecting 4 gems. Now here's pardon me for being a geek, but here's the cool part. I'm going to grab that bottom bracket right there. Show that again. I'm going to grab that bottom bracket and slide it all the way down. That way I don't have to rewrite my code. Oh, it recognized it. Let's see if this thing will compile and be correct. And I didn't change anything with the code that was provided. That was already there for us. It's just recognizing how to use a for loop and that you can slide and grab a for loop. It's pretty sweet. Okay. I'm thinking we'll do at least, I don't want the video to get crazy long, but once again, I used to hate it when teachers would only do the easy examples, so I don't mind helping you through some of this. Okay. Edge and back here. Let's look, and pardon me while I zoom. What does byte have to do? Well, it looks like we have 4 switches that are already on. The ones in the corner there, notice they're all lit. I don't need to turn them on or off or anything. They're good to go. So what do I need to do? I need byte to move forward, toggle, somehow turn around, move forward, and then either turn left or right. It looks like I'm going to have to do that 4 times. Why? Because there's 4 switches that aren't turned on yet. So for 1 in 4, and then I'm going to click right there where the word code says. Now I'm going to tell it what to do. Well, we said move forward, toggle. And then if I make 2 lefts, that turns our character around. Move forward, then we're right back to the center. And if I turn left or right, it really doesn't matter. I'll just turn left. That should, in theory, be enough of a pattern to get all of the switches going in one for loop. So we'll give this thing a moment. Hey, that's what we like to see. Don't get frustrated if your code falls apart. Obviously I've been doing this for a while. I kind of know what to look for, but keep trying. In some weird way, I do think this stuff's kind of fun, but I also know that, I'm a math teacher. We find problems fun when normal people wouldn't. Let's do this loop jumper yet, and then we'll call it quits for the video. Okay. It says right there, identify a repeating pattern. When I first look at this level almost every year, I have a hard time remembering that there's a pattern. But once again, there's always some hints. 0 out of 5. So it sure looks like I'm going to have to run my pattern 5 times. Okay. Obviously, in real world coding, you don't always have these easy triggers, but there's a reason that this is a teaching app and not, quote unquote, real world. So what's it look like we have to do every time? Well, it looks like if byte moves forward and then turns left, moves forward twice, and collects, will at least be on that square. And then it almost looks like if we turned right, we would be facing the exact same spot that we're facing right now. I don't know offhand if this is going to work or not, and I'll slow down here one more time. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but let's, maybe I didn't do this right. Oh, I did. I'm so sorry. So forward, left, forward, collect, turn right. Here goes nothing, right? Okay. Once again, as we're waiting for it to compile, the key is to just not get frustrated. It's easy for me to say. I'm sitting here at home, sick, but, while you're there, try not to get frustrated, fam. Hey, sure enough, good to go. That right there, that's almost half the looping section. Now, I do want you to try branch out and gem farm and 4-stash sweep on your own. Are some of them challenging? Absolutely. But, I just want you to give that a shot. So finish those today if you want. It'd be great if you started conditional code, but I also know that, depending on where you're at, you might still need to finish up. Speaking of finishing up, Right here it is. Please take a screenshot of your commands and function sections and upload it to the Dropbox on Schoology. If you haven't already done so, you should know because you've already received a grade if you did it. Hey, have a great day, fam. Hope to see you before too long. Peace.